Welcome back to part 7. Yeah, I think part 7 sounds about right. To our quest to get a Mars Dyson sphere. We're being patient, but we'll get there, I promise. US, we're going to need a little war to be safely above 5. In China, we showed you the little trick to crash cohesion closer to 5. We're going to do at least one more of those. One comment I want to make after I signed off, I realized I was legit worried that the Protectorate was going to try to sneak in and take the 5th China CP, which would have been kind of annoying. But we actually did not have anything to worry about because their highest persuasion councilor, he's part of the team. We've turned him. I didn't need to imprison this guy. I could have just cranked this up here. So, oops, wasted an action. What are you going to do? But Reggie here would never. Reggie, I'm sure that's exactly how to pronounce his name. Reggie here would never, ever take a China control point without our permission. Never, ever. So, oops. All right, so what is our plan for the next few months? Well, we won cybernetics. We are obviously 36 over. Cap is kind of pushing things. We've got an admin node that's going to come online for 4. Cybernetics is going to give us another 6, 7, 8 or so once we buy up some command and some admin. That'll put us a little bit healthier. I mean, again, I'm not worried about anybody breaking into China or the US, and if we lose a microstate, no big deal. But, you know, it's costing us monthly influence to be this high above. So we'll do cybernetics, and then we'll try to squeeze out independence movements and reusable rockets, I think, before we go to Ad Astra and orbitals, or settlement hubs. We're going to want to upgrade our platforms to the next level, and as well as all of our Mars spots to the next level in early 2025. So we're needing those techs, but we're generating enough science. I think we can squeeze these out beforehand. This is one of those cases where if you got a slower start, maybe you're playing initiative, and so you don't have your special ore yet. You're not going to get that for a little while. You might have to take your time, go a little bit slower, but we're generating so much science with this start. We have the luxury of getting some kind of luxury techs and still being able to get those core space expansion techs when we need them. By the way, all those haters out there in the US saying it can't generate MC, we're generating 36, and we'll be generating more actually because we'll be advising the US. And if we advise China, we're going to be also getting some stuff, getting some MC from there, even though we're trying to drive welfare down. And so this is nice. We're going to be generating lots of MC. We'll talk about how our key number here for 2025 is around 100, 110. Not pulling that number out of my butt. There is a reason we are aiming for about 100, 110 MC. That's like an important threshold. We'll talk about that as we get closer to it. So, we are currently at war with the evil Laotians that we decided we hated them, then we loved them, then we hated them again. Now, I think we are going to reconsider.
Standing by for orders.
And then reconsider again.
Heading to the capital.
For investigative purposes, I think... Who do we have turned? We've got Protectorate and Humanity First. If there's nothing good to steal... Oh yeah, Antoinette's just got such a high... We talked about stealing some stuff from her. When her admin's down to 9, if we imprison her, her admin goes down to 9 because she doesn't get the benefit of her admin orgs. Admin 9 is still hard to steal, especially we don't have the +2 hostile takeover tech yet. Could be worth doing it, but I don't know that we want to just take our time there when we could just see who else there is to rob. So for now, we could... That's not a bad thing to steal. Alum. Oh yeah, we've been stealing a lot of mission control orgs. We could steal one more, just in case we need it in a pinch. And if not, I think it sells for 500 or so. Yeah, let's do that. Why not?
Targeting their assets.
Izzy,
What's the op?
Izzy,
Where to?
why don't you see if we can?
I'm here.
Maybe we'll switch over to Exodus and turn an Exodus spin. All right, so we've got a war and a war, which is fine. Be nice to start advising China, because China is pretty awesome, as you can see. Double advise, one on China and one on the US. Not the worst idea in the world.
Offering assistance.
Oh, actually, I think we're also going to... Let's send out some more probes. We're going to need volatiles, so we hit all the important base metal spots. We can hit some of these that some might... Definitely we're a little bit short on fissiles. Fissiles, however you want to pronounce it. Let's... I'm looking at the ones that are getting close. I mean, again, all of these we're going to search eventually, probe eventually. So, and they're pretty cheap, as you can see, 0.38 and a little bit of cash. Sure. Hold on a little bit of boost for reasons. Oh, by the way, quick comment on this. So, we are generating, from our ledger, 19.4 boost a month. We are only, we're using a lot, right? We're actually only netting 5.8, and that's because of upkeep on our Mars bases and our platforms. We would be paying a lot more if, you can see here for volatiles, we're spending a bunch of boost because a little bit of nobles, but we're spending boost to replace the volatiles. If we didn't have a lot of water generation, then we'd be using it the same amount. We would be down in negative boost. And so that's why that Luna site, where we were generating all that water as well as base metals, was so good. And it's also why, if you don't have that sort of luck, if you've got one Luna site with water, another Luna site with a lot of base metals, you take the base metals and then you build a second moon site to make sure you can have the water to help upkeep all of this stuff that's going on until we start generating our own volatiles. And once we do, our monthly boost will go up to 19.4. Still a little bit low, but obviously a lot better. I'm gonna calm down now. I mean, on boost, on spending boost for the probes. We've got a lot of stuff out there. All right, we stole another mission control org. We're gonna have to sell something. This looks pretty trivial. Oh, man, this is the 4th or 5th alert about abductees in the US. All right, we forgiven Laotians for being rude enough to be near us. Or have we? Nope. All right, cohesion is down to 5.7, 140 science a month, and our resting cohesion, once we stop this war, will be 4.2, which, we can always do another war. Let's see, who else might we war against? Let's create another rival, Myanmar. That's for kind of more of a US sort of war. All right, Myanmar. So it used to be that you could do a lot of games with cohesion to increase, a lot of games with wars to increase your cohesion. You could declare a war, immediately do peace, and the cohesion bump you would get a +1 would stay there. That is no longer the case. They have changed it, and I think smartly, so that if you declare war, especially as a democracy, and you end the war prematurely without winning, you lose more cohesion than you gained in the first place. And that means that it used to be the case with the U.S., you would just do a bunch of fake wars against Cuba, kind of like the way we're doing fake wars here against Laos. But you would do it to increase your cohesion, and it would be very easy to stay cohesion 5. We can't do that anymore. That's why when we've been doing the wars, I forgot to do another war with the U.S. That's why we've been doing the wars. We have actually taken Cuba, taken Haiti, taken Venezuela, because that's the only way that that cohesion bump stays put. We're going to order that demolished on the spot. And, we got to pay compensation to the families. I think it's supposed to be $100 million. I think each buck kind of counts as $1 million. Man, that's a lot of money. All right, we got cybernetics finished. So I think Ad Astra is going to lead to settlement hubs and so on. We are going to absolutely need this soon. I think, though, yeah, we can do this in a month. Then we can pop Ad Astra out, and then we can, yeah, so let's do this, because we are gonna take a little detour to get a little bit more boost at some point, since we're doing so well on MC. So let's do this. We can even do this, but I think this is fine. Oh, yeah, and obviously everybody needs cybernetic implants. Alright, yeah, so that'll finish enough. That'll finish by then. That's good. Let's save who we can. Alright, so we're gonna... that is so annoying. Ceres used to be a spot where you could plant early, and it has just really, really nice resources. I might try to plant there just to see if the aliens will chase me out in time. They probably will, but maybe not. If I have enough MC to just plant there a couple of times, which I probably will, just to see if we can. You know, the aliens do not have a lot of ships right now. Although with the newest patch, who knows? But let's see. Aliens, 11 ships. Almost all of these are colony ships. They're spawning like they should. So, and these guys don't actually have attack capability right now, as far as attacking ground spots. So if we plant on Ceres, maybe build up a defense, maybe build up a ship to blow up their orbital if we can, we might be able to actually take Ceres from them, possibly. I don't know if it's important enough to dedicate a whole lot of resources and text to, but I am annoyed that they have planted on Ceres and probably taken the best spot. It's a jerk move, and I don't approve. Alright, let's see if there's any good orgs out there. Pax Robotica that's another org that has Assassinate. That's a little bit less of an investment. That would be fantastic if we were doing a knowledge build, and I will show that in the future. Nothing too key here. We are going to want these sorts of orgs, these big orgs that we can switch to when we plan on, say, putting a bunch into an energy tech. Not really important right now, though. And we are going to be doing a bunch of space science. We're just not doing space science at the moment. Could be worth buying, but I don't know where we would put it. So we're going to hold off on that. All right. So Kumid here, why don't you do some war
Time to make our
in
move.
the United States?
Standing
I think it's going to drop to 5.2. I think we're going to go ahead and just let this war sit, just to keep the cohesion. So we're not going down to 4.2. I think that'll be fine. Hopefully we don't. I don't think we can do atrocities unless we're actually invading at this point. It used to be the case you could get an atrocity anytime you're at war, which is kind of annoying. I don't know that that's the case anymore. So let's just stay at war with the evil Oasians, right? All right, that's going up, which is annoying. We want that to go down. We need some spoils, though. We're going to be paying a lot. In theory, probably more than 3,000. Maybe we should run a little bit of spoils over here, too, just to mix things up. All right. So, we were checking out Stefano. Always be stealing. Where are you, Steffi? Exodus. All right.
We'll see what they're up to.
Okay, so we are still advising the US, although we'll probably eventually switch over to advising China instead. Brenty here may actually advise China. Not as much science, but 25 admin is 25% more IPs.
Where do you need
And they do generate more IPs, just not... Well, actually, they're almost generating as much science now as the US. Very close. Alum... do we want to steal anything? Can we steal anything? That's kind of lame. I mean, Template's nice. That is probably better than what we've got for some of the social science right now. Well, let's see about stealing that. See anything good here? Otherwise, no, I think we are going to try to steal Mongolia Laboratories.
targeting enemy orgs?
Alright. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but whatever it is, I don't care. We'll be fine.
Offering support.
Offering
Alright,
assistance.
Brent, we're going to put you on that permanently. For now. By the way, any level ups? Commit? No. Oh, 4 advises away from Chief Astronomer. Izzy, I think we're going to... I'm not sure whether we're going to need to pump up her espionage or whether our first assassination will be once we get their 6th councilor. So I'm holding off on spending her XP. I don't think that's a big deal. We want him to get up to 80, and we want him to get up to 40. Okay. Definitely, there's probably a little org tweaks or whatnot that I could be making here. All right, he's very turnable. But, you know.
They will now serve us.
Game's long enough already. No need for you guys to have to sit through all that. All right, what are we selling? What are we selling? I'm holding on to that. Oh, I could have, all right, this is not actually particularly good. Yeah, forgot to... Only 45% from orgs. All right, that'll have to do. There's a lot... I mean, it seems like it'd be a good idea to take full advantage of the research distribution bonus. And if you can get it and it's not a big deal, you might as well take it. But very often one is looking to really get a tech done immediately, and you should just do that. The other thing is that it's tough until you get your 6th councilor, and even then, because you've got mining ores, you've got other things that you want to do, it's tough to have a 50% bonus on all of your orgs. I'm sorry, yeah, for all of your techs at the same time. I mean, I guess there's certain techs that it's just hard to get to 50% period, like military. But anyway, it's hard to get a 50% energy and info and social science and materials and life all at the same time. Usually what's smarter to do is not try to make sure you're at 50% for all of your sciences. Make sure you're 50% at the science or 2 that you're investigating at the time. Have orgs in your library, in your bank, that you can switch to when you want to do that. So eventually we'll have a couple of probably 15% space science orgs in our library, in our bank, and we will switch to that when we do space science. We'll have a couple of high energy orgs, and we'll switch to those when we're, you know, throwing everything into energy techs. But we don't, that's probably a better plan than to try to have all of your sciences be as close to 50% as possible at the same time, because you're usually not doing the whole diversification. you're usually just doing 2 or 3 or sometimes just 1 tech at a time. All right, we were finding our armies, not Russian armies. Oh yeah, we're in Florida right now. These guys are going to Haiti. And because Haiti, we got a decent loop right now. We're not doing too many wars with the US. Probably could go down to 3 armies. But I'm going to stick at 4, and that's because, geez, man, Chicago is just getting hammered by aliens. Does not make me happy. I don't think we have to worry about enthralls this early, but it's not making me, you know, I'd be very annoyed if they pulled off an enthrall of the US because they would get a big bonus because I'm so over cap and they've done so many abductions. All right, we are going to need this sooner or later. But for now, I think we're going to drive through independence movements, reusable rockets. Do I do that? I think that's okay, and then we can zoom through it, Astra. All right. All right, so we've got some cash because of lovely, lovely spoils. Whoever told you to get money from funding instead of spoils. Sorry, we're trying to send all our influence to increase funding. Trust me, we would not have enough money to do everything that we're trying to do in mid to end of 2024. All right, I think we can tone down the spoils now because we've got some cash. And again, we've stolen so many orgs. We kind of don't have to buy orgs except for the ones that are really, really juicy. All right, well, I don't know what I'm doing here. That sounds about right. I want to get there. I want to get this down a little bit. Okay, so here's how we're going to handle. So now we're an admin orb came online, and so we're 32 above our cap. 24 turns into 25. And now we could put another org on her. Let's do this one. Admin of 24. Nope. 25. And now, science org would be nice. Let's see here. Anything we can move off? They have a bunch of science. Oh, we don't need that on them anymore. Ooh. Actually, we're not doing infotech anytime soon. Let's put that on them. 23 science. And I'm sure we can find a little bit of little science org somewhere. 1-star science org. Yeah, like this. Although, I mean, Brent's going to be advising China, which generates almost as much science. Do we got any more one science org? 1 ball? Not really. Oh, well. 23 science is going to have to do. For now. Yeah, we're going to be doing life science soon. Oh, what is our social science bonus right now, by the way? Let's check to make sure we're not ridiculously over. 48%. I love it. I mean, 50% would be nice, but 48% is good. All right, so we are good here. We're good here. In fact, I think what I'll do is up that. Izzy, we're going to give her that, and we'll give her some command because sometimes she beats people up. And she's got room for that now. Brenty here is already at 25. He's at, yeah, that's nice. We can up there. And now he's at 28. We can just we can drop a org off of him. That will do the cheapest one. Brent, since you're going to be advising China, I think we're going to put that on you. Izzy, there you go. Oh man, our 7% mission control wasn't equipped. I'm a chump. And our boost. Okay. All right, notice it is not even 2025, and all of our admins are at 25, except for Izzy, who is at 22. And frankly, we'll probably just wait for an org, but we could just make her 25 right now if we felt like it. We've got a beautiful 58 mission control we can be spending, and I'm very tempted to put up another platform or two, but I think we might want to wait. The problem with going above 50 is there's a small chance after we hit 50 plus that the aliens fart out some sort of tiny gunship or something like that to come in and wreck our stuff. And I would rather not do that until we've got something in orbit. And so I'm willing to be a little bit patient. So I'm holding back some because we are, every time we plant on an asteroid, and we'll have asteroid probes coming in probably in the next few months, that's another 2. That said, I probably could do one more platform if I felt like it. And let's do one more platform. Who's it gonna hurt? We're running a lot of welfare to calm our folks down, so why don't we do a life science, an admin node, and a couple of solar collectors. Yeah, why wouldn't we? All right. Okay, we've got a little cash in case something cool comes up, but we're pretty full up, as you can see. So now, what are we gonna do? All right, we're okay there. We're gonna grind out independence movements. We're gonna switch to doing a little bit of boost, I think, once reusable rockets finishes. Kamut, what are you gonna do? Well, eventually we are going to move into France, so why don't you just do that?
Where do you need?
Oh, actually, Reggie, we're gonna wave goodbye to you.
Ready
And
for
we're gonna
orders.
try to turn Stefan here.
Reeling them in.
Is he? What do you want
Your
to do?
orders?
Let's see who's poking around China. Let's do a little thinning. Alien stuff in Russia could eventually spread to
Going
China,
hot.
and we don't want that.
Ready to go.
And Alum here, we could end up putting Alum on advised duty as well. It's 25 admin, 16 science. That is not the worst idea in the world. Is there anything we want to steal? Can't do mogul without a lot of work. We really don't have any room for stolen orgs. We know we're going to be doing life sciences quickly, soon, and no real life science stuff here. I think what we're going to do is advise China.
Offering assistance.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is he'll be the primary advisor, then Brent will pile out a little bit.
I will help them.
And so we're going to get, as you can see
My
here,
expertise.
12%, because we're getting 25% from Brent. Oh, so yeah, so we're getting 12%. So this Brent was in there first, so we'll get 13%, half of 25 from Alum. But because Brent has a pretty low science, we're getting a big bump from Alum here. Basically, it uses the best numbers possible across all the advisors in terms of who's primary and who's secondary. Is how it all
now have a
adds up.
spy in their
Okay, we got another person. Haiti. Can Haiti into space? Yes. Why wouldn't you? Don't care about the Polish. No offense. Yeah, crazy amount of MC now. Reusable rockets finishes. We're going to need warships eventually. Yeah, we're not in a huge hurry. I mean, the gears is not that high.
Falling back.
But we are going to want to build some ships. I mean, yeah, it only costs 250. I'll throw it in there. Alright, any cool orgs? Oh, my org marketplace. I do have room for some stuff if I want to steal it. I don't have any Swedes. And nothing too exciting here.
At
Alright.
your service.
We're gonna convince the
I will tell our
Frenchies
story.
that they are our friends.
Ready
Oh,
for
let's see.
orders.
Stefan. What do we got here? What do we have to steal? 6% mission control and 3 is not, for 2 stars, is not the best, not the worst. Stefan.
Please keep me safe.
Ooh, life sciences. Oh, a 1 star. That's 2 and 4 is absolutely stealable.
Reporting in.
So we want that. Actually, Brent is just as good at stealing at this point. And he has got a lower science, so let's do that. Alright, so we're going to need some life sciences, so we're going to add some bonus welfare, why not?
Targeting their assets.
Izzy
Acknowledge.
is bored.
Reporting in.
Izzy is bored. I'd like to find another servant
Initiating
counselor, somebody with
surveillance.
lower loyalty.
Your orders.
Alum. So I think we're just gonna we'll steal the other mission control later. I'm gonna go with an
Offering
advise from
support.
Alum, an advise from Ravindra, put Brent on hostile takeover duty, and yeah, I think that seems good. I am gonna switch over to do a little. Oh man, I'm gonna switch over to do a little bit of boost. Boost on average, I think, is higher in the U.S. than in China. Maybe not. You know what we can do? We just, you know what? Share the pain. Share the boost pain. Actually, I can just do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Put 1 pip. I'm not even gonna bother putting 1 pip in Unity. Alright. And I'm gonna even take the spoils off. Alright.
Offering counsel.
I'm
Offering
gonna put you on
console.
permanent assignment for now. Alright, since Alum is now possibly doing a lot, now that we've pretty much stolen everything we want to steal, it would be smart to try to get Alum's science up to 25. Stupid initiative person.
Org acquired.
We'll be switching that over. We don't care about that. Just for some slightly better drives later on. Let's finish the other stuff.
The people
I
will
guess we
come
could
to
do
our
that.
side.
Alright, the Frenchies are coming onto our side. Alright, we are going to want that eventually. So the 30% version, which of course you need the 10% version first. Alright, our probes are coming in, and this is a nice one. Obviously we need fissils, 2.7, nothing to sneeze at. This has base metals and half-decent volatiles and half-decent water. This would be a Mars site that I think we would have absolutely taken. And because of that, and because we can get it so early, we are definitely planting an outpost there. Now we don't have to plant a mine. If we planted a mine, actually we don't even have the boost for it. It's fine. We can plant while this grows, we can plant the mine later on. Now, I want to make sure we finish space tugs, because if not, I made another mistake. Did we make sure we finished that stupid space tugs thing? Yeah, let's see it here. Alright, that would have been a chump move. So, we are going to, you know what? I'm going to do numbers now. Numbers, everybody likes numbers. Okay, so we got 61 here, which is ridiculous, frankly. It's a lot of this is because of orgs, but I don't care. It's just awesome. Why is our target number 100? I will tell you our target number is 100-ish, because sometime, basically as soon as we can, we want 7, well, we have 7 Mars sites. We want 7 Mars sites at tier 2, that's 3 MC each for 21. We want 18, 17 we can get by with if we want to humor humanity first, but 18 low Earth orbit orbitals. 18 times 3 is 54, so 54 and 21, we're at 75. We want roughly 16 asteroids planted. That's going to be 2 MC to plant an asteroid. That's another 32. All right, now we're at 107. Now we also have a couple of Mars platforms, and of course we're going to have like 4 ships maybe, and so that's going to be around 110. That is a really important core number. We want around 25 sites total between Mars and asteroids. The Mars ones we're going to be upgrading. We want to completely dominate low Earth orbit. We probably want a medium orbit a spaceport. And so because we are also adding on a couple of Mars platforms, and because we have 1 more Mars site than I usually have, our target number is probably closer to 115 or so. But that is a really key number to drive towards. And now we're going to have ops centers that are going to help us get us there. And we're already at 61. I mean, we're doing fantastic for 2024, frankly. But maybe you're not doing this fantastic. Maybe things are slower. Maybe you're playing the academy and you've got a slower start because of that, or initiative, or your RNG has not been nice, or the for whatever reason the factions have not cooperated as awesomely as they've cooperated for us, as they have cooperated for us in doing the text that we want. And no big deal. I'm usually, frankly, not at 61 in 2024. This is more of like a early 2025, mid 2025 number for me, frankly. That's fine, but remember that number for MC of around 100. That's going to give you a lot of mining sites. It's going to give you tier 2 Mars sites. It's going to allow you to dominate low Earth orbit. That is really a key number to aim at. All right. That's going to give us Nerva drive, which is probably better than a lot of our other crappy drives. We're going to eventually need a space dock. Oh, I'm not even sure whether I remembered to upgrade everybody here. I think everybody upgraded their admin. All right, she's at 22. Usually what I would do if she's got low security, I would maybe add to security a little bit. Otherwise, what I usually do is increase her persuasion with this and take some of the lamer persuasion orgs off of her. So I'm going to probably wait till she gets to 40 and then just take this off, and that's going to give me more space to give her a non-persuasion org, something that I would be more useful to work with. We are, let's see, alum here. We don't need info right now. We are going to need that. He's carrying a lot of non-science orgs with him. Brent, you've got a little bit of science orgs. No, nothing too thrilling to move over, frankly. I mean, we can move over this. Get your science up a little bit. Yeah, we still want to hold on to that. All right. Okay.
Where to?
We're gonna do a quick side mission to buff up the United States here a little bit. Other public opinion. And we are gonna keep on stealing. That's lame, that's lame, that's in general this is pretty lame. But
Standing by.
there was one non-lame thing. A 1-star plus 4% mission control plus 2 mission control spot.
Don't let them find out.
Brent, you get to be our hostile
Targeting
takeover
enemy
monkey.
orgs.
You should be honored.
Ready.
Would love to find a servant to screw with.
Tracking target.
But, yeah. And we'll look around. And obviously, at some point, we're just going to have to do... And once we get alien movements, we're going to find an alien. We're going to have to shoot them in the head. They're going to get all mad. Be nice to have at least a spaceship or two up by the time we do that. All right. So... a lot of important things here. We do want half-decent missiles. We're going to have to do this sooner or later. We might as well get it over with. Oh, there's some very cheap influence stuff that we can get here. Oh, global command structure. I mean, again, we're not pressed for it right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna
Lending
do
my
it.
expertise.
That's kind of lame. That's not bad, but we're going to be able to do better, I think. It would be lousy, except for it's also giving a little bit of base metals, but we've got really good base metal generation,
Person
or
of
we're going
interest
to.
surveilled.
Oh, we found a servant. Let's see. We'll find out what their loyalty is.
Asset acquired.
Nice. This is kind of subpar, but the fact that it landed so early... Oh, we don't even have the boost. Yeah, this is why we need more
Hey,
boost.
move the needle.
All these probes coming in, we don't have enough boost to settle. Actually, you know what? We're doing so well on MC. And I think we won our war in Haiti, right? Yeah. Oh, we won our war in Haiti. I got to turn on the notification for that. You know who we hate? Haitians hate the United States, and for good reason. And we... Alright. So I think... Oh, I forgot to do this. Ugh. Cuba? Alright. Can always declare war on Cuba. Oh, South Sudanese are... Oh, I have the Sudan. Kind of. Oh. Just in case. I don't want to do an atrocity. Oh, that's fine. I guess. Although it's unlocked the next level, which is bad. So we'll see what that is. Uh-huh. Alright, we are eventually going to want to probably do Nerva Drive for our starter ships. Alright. Any good orgs? Oh, environment. Lame. Calling it a couple of gears would not be the worst idea in the world, but I think we can
Standing
do
by.
without it. Right. Well, who else would you want to inspire? Let's do France for now.
We'll make our appeal. Acknowledged.
Oh, okay. They have a techno. Oh, 6. Possible low servant. Possible low loyalty servant located.
Investigating target.
Brent, did you want to steal something? Jeez. I mean, I'll steal it.
Targeting their assets.
Don't really need it right now, but I'll steal it. Oh yeah, here. So for Kamud, for instance. So for Kamud, do that. Do that. And we'll do that. Not that we're doing mission control right now, but we will.
Offering support. I will help them.
I have new information.
Not the worst. Not that we've got enough boost to do anything about it. All right, we have some CP that we can spend. We're gonna need this sooner or later. All right. So, Ad Astra. We want to add Astra, and then we're going to go into probably settlement habs or whatnot. So I think this is fine. We own a space dock eventually. Let's do that. So this is a case where I'm not in a super hurry to finish anything in particular, so I don't mind taking advantage of the diversity bonus.
They will now serve us.
But I do want to Ad Astra finishing
Public opinion is
and
moving
the
in
other one
our
finishing
direction.
right around when Mars comes online would be nice. Oh, Norwegians. All right, Vesta is usually pretty good, and this is we can't settle it yet, but Vesta is in pretty good shape here. That's a good amount of volatiles, and it also has some other juiciness and any other site. Base metals, we're going to go through a lot of that. It's got some nobles, and then half decent here. Again, this is kind of like a good Mars site, and so Vesta is absolutely on our list.
An important breakthrough.
All right, we need to acquire a corpus. I think we can probably. We could probably do that. Right. I think that this is fine. Oh, they're in Iceland. That's so adorable. Ah, see, Wave of Fear. All humans, nations, cohesion moves by 1. That knocked us up to 6.4. Time for another fake war. And this brought us up to 6.2, which is good because that's crashing pretty hard. But it's easier to decrease cohesion than it is to increase cohesion. Ugh, look at these jackasses sitting in my series. Oh, they didn't take the best one, which is Elodie Crater. 78 tasty volatiles. They're going to have to think about taking that. Actually, 8.6 boost. I'm gonna wait to see if something really awesome opens up, but this is enough to settle something, I think.
Your
Settle an
orders?
asteroid. Alright, so here's a spot of the game where I'm just always annoyed. We do want to hunt down aliens, especially the ones spawning around the US, and now we can do that. We also want to crack down and purge some spots for the first time in the game. We want to do that. Because I'm guessing Thailand eventually, got eaten. Oh yeah, this got cracked down. Interesting. So Izzy's going to be really busy, I guess is my point. Because Izzy is investigating, and Izzy is our purger, and Izzy would be our crackdown person. And Izzy, poor Izzy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, be a shame if we weren't using our CP. So, not a whole lot that we can take, right? All of this is kind of crappy. But we've got a bunch of CP available. So what do we do with it? Well, we probably try to purge something.
Ready to go.
But if we purge something, then we can't finish the Juliana business. And I think I sold my we put that on Ravindra? Ravindra can snoop, we do know that. So we could just put Ravindra on snooping duty. This is not doing a whole lot for us right now. We don't want to get stolen though. Yeah, this is the problem, is this strategy works fantastic, but then when you actually have to like start going into some other countries and so on, you do get slowed down a bit. All right, this is not that great. So if it gets stolen, it gets stolen. We're gonna do that. We're gonna sell this piece of crap. I think that. Oh, and chief astronomer. Do not like this 4 security. We're gonna have to work on that. Actually, 5 security. And we've got some cash. Yeah, anybody's got really low security, probably spend the 500.
Where to?
Brent,
I'm here.
just in case. Let's give you a little bit more security. Oh, no, you're going towards. We're not going to spend that. We are going to give you some protection, though, just a wee bit.
Ready for my mission.
All right, so sometimes the AI is very good at unifying the EU, and by the time you break in, it's taken a bunch of stuff. This is one case where we have not been lucky. France is not really unified. Well, it hasn't unified with anybody. It's still freaking France. It's not the European Union. That's a shame. But we still, I think, are going to try to take a CP there.
Targeting their center of power.
Brent,
Your orders?
you could just poke around here, Brent. Or actually, you can be on
Offering
duty over
support.
there. Oh, we already have. So yeah, Ravindra is going to continue snooping on Juliana.
Surveilling target.
And so yeah, we've got a couple of advices going on. Oh, we were talking about doing a quick war to. We do a quick. We need 2 quick wars.
Where do you need me?
All right, I think what we're gonna do
On my
is
way to the capital.
that.
Standing by.
Yeah,
Ready.
Brent, let's do a quick Laos war.
On my way to the capital.
Or peace. A quick peace war. Quick peace war. Yeah, that's the phrase. Ugh, they took another serious spot. Those assholes. Alright. Space dock's finished. Nothing really important here. European decolonization gets us quick 200. Although it spoils our it competes with our Ad Astra. Notice 66% or 73%. So we'll wait.
Offering console. I have new information.
Alright, Juliana's very turnable. Not the best, not the worst. Oh, hello. Not. I mean, yeah, it comes with half decent of these and volatiles. We'll keep an eye on it.
Crackdown complete.
Okay.
Policy direction complete.
We love the low oceans. We'll never, ever
Policy
fight again.
direction
What?
complete.
What'd you say about my mom? All right. Notice 4.6. That's because we had to get our inequality down. But at least it's going to be around 5, which is fine. And now we are generating. Wait, hold it. We're generating 172 science a month. Yeesh. Oh yeah, of course, because we got the advice going on. I don't even know what I want to bother with at this point. Don't care. Just overall solid. Ooh. We are willing to spend, I think we're willing to spend 5 boost on that, since we are going with a space science build. Alright, we are coming up on the hour, so I think we are going to call this one and then do one immediately after and get into space. Let's do a quick org check before we go. We don't need it. We've stolen and bought all of the admin we need. And we're good. Alright, so we're going to end up turning. Wait. Oh, we got to fire somebody before we can turn somebody. I think we decided this guy's lame. So we will turn the servants.
They'll be working for us soon.
Ravindra can go back on.
Offering assistance.
Yep, so
Standing by.
United States, each pip 140 for a total of 768. Each China pip 146. So actually our highest Ravindra will move over to advising here.
At your service.
Alim will
Ready
move
for my
over
mission.
to advising here.
Offering support.
Iza
Where do you need me?
will hopefully be able to purge this spot. But
Terminating the opposition.
it could be, now the Humanity First can't, actually Humanity First could grab it because they don't own it, and they have, yeah, we might lose this to Humanity First. In which case, alright, we're just going to go ahead and we'll do that later. We're going to do that. We're going to assume that she is going to be our assassination person. Yeah, that might be okay.
Standing by.
And Brent, what are you doing? You want to try to steal something? Anything worth stealing? Oh, there's another 10% life. Yeah. Alright,
Targeting
let's do this
enemy
real
cores.
quick and then we'll call it. And we will start on December 1st.
Diplomacy has its place,
Okay.
but if you
Alright. Let's get some missiles. Servants want missiles too, apparently.
I will help them.
Mm-hmm.
Offering assistance.
That's lousy.
Org acquired.
Alright, what are we selling? What are we selling? We got a couple of lousy information science orgs here. We got a bunch of them, actually. We're going to sell this one. Actually, I think we're already at 45% social science.
We have gained an agent.
Alright, we will check in to see what we can loot from the servants. Not bad. Again, until we get more boost, we need a lot of boost to settle all the asteroids that we want to settle. And this is going to go up to 20. Again, this will go up to 20 in sometime in mid-January.
Since humanity's earliest days.
Alright, I think we have a lot of stuff. I think settlement habs before orbitals, but it's iffy, but it doesn't matter. We're going to do it all. Alright, we don't want to scare the servants. I'm going to let them think they've got a shot.
The opposition remains in power.
Oh, wait. 3%? Did I click the wrong one? Oh. They snuck in. They beat us. They must have a really high espionage person. That's annoying, because we have, I mean, obviously we have a -2 penalty because of brutal, but our we have an espionage of 21, and we spent some ops, as I recall. So this is why it's good to be able to do crackdown purge in the same turn. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right. So it'll help when we jack our public opinion up more.
I will try to sway the public.
But we'll figure it out.
Ready
All
for
right.
orders.
Good place to quit. We'll next time Mars will be coming online, which is obviously going to lead to a lot of beautiful things. I will see you then.